A while back I was at a festival, I talked to a police officer and I said, what about electric police cars? And he had some very outdated notions of what electric cars are and all these great ideas on why it wouldn't work. But you know what? They do work, and there are places where you can have them turned into, take an electric car, turn it into a cop car. Places like Unplugged Performance has got some ideas on that. I'm joined with James, who's going to give us some information. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla Weekend.
How's it going, guys? Yeah, I'm James. Please, thank you so much for taking a couple of seconds. We're really excited to, talk about this project. We've been working on it for a long time, and pleased to be with Brian here. Kind of super stoked. We're actually unveiling this car. This is the Unplugged Performance upfit Model Y patrol vehicle. This is the unveil happening exclusively this weekend at Tesla Takeover. And the big importance here is that we're really trying to push the whole Tesla and electrification movement. And with this vehicle today, we're basically telling public safety officials everywhere that, hey, you can do this, it's easy, we're gonna make it easy for you. And that's our whole goal at Unplugged. Our new segment of the business, upfit, the industry is known as upfitting. And so as a play on our words, Unplugged Performance, our new company, our branch is upfit. And that's what you're seeing today. So I'll kind of give you guys a brief tour of what the car is, and what you're seeing is vehicle number 1. So this is the same car that South Pasadena Police Department will be rolling out with their whole patrol team. So essentially they'll be utilizing 10 Model Y patrol vehicles based identically on this, and then they'll be utilizing 10 Model 3 as admin or detective vehicles. So we're currently upfitting all of those for them. And again, those 10 patrol vehicles based here on this Model Y. At the front of the vehicle, basically we've got a push bar. This push bar here, this basically is used to get disabled vehicles out of the roadway. And as you can see here, we've actually integrated our siren behind the fascia. And that's just a little bit of a trick engineering by our team. One of the biggest things that we're trying to do is not just make police cars, but engineer solutions that make law enforcement easier. So we're working really hard at Unplugged Performance and the new upfit arm to do just that. And so what we're innovating right now is actually new solutions like push bars, like ballistic panels, and additional components that are going to make law enforcement safer, easier, and more efficient. As we kind of come around to the side of the car, you're going to notice a couple of additional things. This particular car is upfit with our big brake kit. So this is a pursuit rated vehicle. You'll notice a little bit of a meteor tire. I'm calling this our Alpine Pursuit Edition. This is just a prototype, so this is probably not what you're gonna see in the neighborhoods, in a neighborhood near you. But this also has our UPO3, and that's our kind of our off-road spec wheel.
And also you're gonna get, you need something that can handle a curb.
Yes, you absolutely do. Curbs are hopped frequently in police cars, I've learned. I've done quite a few ride-alongs, and I've noticed they just, they're kind of fun. They just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a couple other things that we did. We integrated these really cool lights on the fenders here. This actually allows the officer inside to control both sides with a controller on the inside of the vehicle. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the lights on.
Sure.
So you guys can see that, and we did some really cool things. So I'm gonna put them in the position that you would typically see as law enforcement is responding what's called code 3 lights and sirens. So I'll turn those on real quick for us.
Oh, wow.
So again, you'll notice those lights on the front, and then we've got, just to really make sure you don't miss the officers coming, we've got these lights coming back and forth here. Of course, the light bar up top. And one of the things we worked to do that's really unique is if you come down to the side of the car, we actually custom integrated.
Oh, look at that.
Right along the side skirts here, this is a custom piece of engineering from our team, those lights, and this is mounted above the battery pack for protection. So above the battery pack for protection, super nice, great visibility from the side of the vehicle. As we come along to the side, you've got additional lights on the C-pillar here, and at the back of the vehicle, great visibility on that rear hatch. and then on the light bar on the roof as well. And this is customizable, right? Each police department might have, different specifications or things that they're looking to upfit their vehicle with. So the idea with us is we want to make sure that we kind of work with all departments across the globe, and whether it's a fire department, police department, even private security, we want to make sure that we're kind of upfitting according to what they need. Other things you'll notice at the rear, we've got our aerodynamic rear spoiler, so our carbon fiber unplugged spoiler is here. And just one visible antenna for this police department. We've actually integrated all the other antennas are under the glass here so that we keep that nice smooth profile. Why not make the police car look good, right?
Yes, and less potential for damage, pennies of aero improvement at no extra cost. And then you also went with the low profile light bar.
Low profile light bar, and we're custom engineering some solutions now. If we go to the back, which is of course an exciting area, this is a single...
I've only ever seen these cars from inside, so being outside of it is very unusual for me.
Well, it's definitely not a place you ever want to find yourself, but this is a single prisoner partition. Definitely, if you're in this seat, you've done something wrong, and maybe it's just taking your plaid to the limits outside of the track. So a reminder to please come to Tesla Corsa if you're looking to get your Tesla pushed to the limits. And we did a single prisoner partition because in the Tesla Model Y, we found that there's ample space, in fact, almost identical space to the Ford Explorer when you factor in that front trunk, the rear under cargo area, etc. But what we found is most departments run a single officer configuration, meaning that we wanted that driver to have more space to put their seat back. And by doing a single prisoner partition, that allows us to do that. Now we're going to come around.
Yeah. It also allows curb entry for the detained rather than street side entry.
Yeah, so essentially so we want them to be doing that on the other side of the vehicle. And essentially on the inside here, you're going to notice it's pretty much a standard Tesla. So we've integrated a different center console that has the radio communications, the light controls, as well as the setup for the laptop. And at the end of the day, we're basically setting this up so that it's as usable as possible. When driving the vehicle on the street, autopilot functions as normal, automatic emergency braking, fully functional. So all those safety features that make Teslas inherently safer than any other car on the road are still completely usable, which is fantastic.
So let's talk about the 3 very dumb things this gentleman shared with me that are, in my opinion, incorrect, and you can help me out. One is, there's not enough electricity to go around. Come on, man.
Yeah, there's tons of electricity to go around.
Especially at night. Another one was, they might not be safe enough. Do you think that with the center of gravity this low, it would perform better or worse at a pit maneuver than a gasoline car?
Yeah, so I mean, that's a great question, and we've done a lot of research on this, and we're actually working to develop behind the wheel training. So, with our experience at Unplugged with racing, Pikes Peak and everything we do with that, we want to bring some of that training and implementation and understanding to law enforcement. And from our research, these vehicles are going to perform extremely well in those conditions. And with that low center of gravity you just mentioned, inherently lower rollover risk. Yeah. A lot of law enforcement departments, they're going to SUVs more and more. And SUVs have an inherently high rollover risk. You guys have probably seen the videos. Lowest rollover risk of like any SUV on earth. So.
And for a pit maneuver, that's where you need the weight. This is the ultimate pit maneuver machine.
Yeah.
But I need my laptop running all day, and that's going to run out of gas.
Well, that's a great objection. We hear it all the time. I'm working with police chiefs and departments all across the country and even the globe, and we're hearing some great feedback. At the end of the day, the biggest thing is we have 2 power sources, either gas and an internal combustion engine or electricity and high voltage. You're using energy one way or the other. You're either burning gas by idling a police car all day long, or you're in a more efficient manner distributing electricity in a static state, and that's what this is doing. So to answer that question, there's plenty of power to go around to power all the systems needed for law enforcement.
And that's the thing people forget is idling a car, you will run out of gas before
Exactly.
too long.
Yeah.
It's very inefficient way to generate 12 volts, for crying out loud. And then you've seen those tests where people where a guy took a Tesla and went outside and camped in it to see how long he would survive,
Yeah.
trapped on the highway in the snow. And after I think 3 days, he gave up and said, this is going to last forever. And that's with the heat running too.
It's pretty good. So, I mean, obviously the law enforcement needs are a little bit different, than standard everyday vehicles, but at the end of the day, you've got a 70 plus kilowatt pack at the bottom of the vehicle for use for all the additional systems. Now, we have a proprietary setup that we're utilizing and implementing right now. We're engineering over 20 different law enforcement products, again, from ballistic panels to, everything that you could possibly imagine. But a big part of that is integrating with the vehicle system in an efficient and safe way. EV adoption is going to be huge in the future, but it's really important that EV adoption is done correctly. And so we're working really hard to engineer safe solutions to convert that high voltage power to low voltage usable power on the police cars here, as you can see.
So awesome, so awesome. And I think it's safe to say that based on the pedigree Unplugged Performance has with incredible crazy stuff like climbing Pikes Peak, they have an idea or two how to work within the Tesla framework to get absolutely whatever it is you exactly need out of a custom build. And boy, I'm telling you, man, these are going to be it, because wouldn't it be better to just throw it at the end of shift when you're doing your paperwork, just throw it on the charger and it's ready to go for the next shift, or tomorrow at the latest, if that's the way your department rotates them. So, James, I want to thank you so much for your time.
Of course.
Yeah, and Unplugged Performance, I'll throw some links on there. Might even throw some B-roll of some racy races, just because those are always fun. And yeah, thank you for your time. In the comments, you got to let us know, what did we miss? What do we misunderstand? What is an unintended benefit that some departments may not realize that these have over traditional police cruisers? Let us know. And for everyone else, like, subscribe, do all that usual stuff. And stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you clever robots on the next one.